now that we're at this point, you know, and as I listen to the different city council meetings around, you know, it seems like there's got to be a bad guy. There's no bad guy in this. We did what we said we'd do. The point is, and in addition to the recyclables prices dropping through the bottom, we also had 20-year equipment breaks, and so there was a spike in repairs, and Jim and I will totally agree with that. There was expensive belts and things that had to be, you know, that had to be fixed. So that did account for that, especially the 2009. That's when we had a lot of equipment breakdown that had to be fixed. So, you know, overall, like I told Dean, you know, I would support him 100%. If we can find a way to do this that is more cost effective as a taxpayer, not as a director of the Howard Center, but as a taxpayer, if we can find a better way to do this, I totally support that. I just want to make sure it's done on correct numbers. And if we can come up with a way that costs the same by shipping it somewhere else, then I want the cities and the solid waste agency to consider that you're looking at probably 6 jobs too. So I would be a little upset if we could get it for the same money, but you gave up 6 jobs that were happening in Sac City. Okay, because that's part of what I do too. The more employment. And at one point, Howard Center was the 4th largest employer in Sac County, but because of the recession and loss, you know, we felt the recession more than probably anybody. In 2007 till today, we probably lost 1/3 of our revenues, which is bad. You know, there's a lot of reasons for it. A lot of it's political, state, county, federal dollars are all involved. Nothing we can do about it. Okay, but we are plowing through it. We're almost back. We've almost climbed back to being what we want to be. We're not there yet, but we're getting close. It's a long struggle to pull yourself out of a depression. I know, depends on what political party you are. You can call it a depression or you call it a recession. I don't care what you want to call it. It's called the economy stinks. All right. So we're plugging our way through that. I think we've made, you know, we've gone from, in 2 years, we've gone from $200,000 a year as far as Howard Center whole. We've gone from $200,000 a year deficit down to $13,000 this year, which we're very proud of, and it's taken a lot of work. People are doing a lot more work. You know, we have fewer people to get the work done that needs to be done. We still were able to get a 3-year accreditation just this September. So we're pleased with that. Again, use the right numbers. Make sure before you make any decisions on hauling things someplace, as long as it makes sense, you know, because I know it's expensive. And, you know, there's always you know, like Jim always says, I guess we could always take the recyclables out to the landfill and pay the fine because it's cheaper than actually bringing it. And that's quite true. You know, it very much is true. And I'm a green person. I'm a conservationist. No, it doesn't trip my trigger. You know, but at the same time, is it worth it? You know, and as taxpayers, when we're in this recession or depression, whichever you want to call it, you take a look at, okay, what are we spending our money on and why are we spending it there? And I totally understand that. All I ask is that, you know, Dean and I have done our job. You know, we've done what we said we'd do. It worked for a while. Now we're looking at, hey, maybe we need to do something different. We definitely probably do. And what is that answer? Because I know that DV County has given up on recycling, and you know, I know that there's only 40 landfills left that I know of in the state. Out of 99 counties, I think there's only 40 landfills left. And the reason for that is that the DNR and EPA have made it so difficult for these guys. I don't envy Nick or Dean for trying to deal with the landfill, because it's a whole different animal than it was 5 years ago, let alone 20 years ago. So now, you know, that's the bottom line of it. And you know, if you have questions, we're putting together a slideshow, or whatever you call it. I'm not a tech person. I've put together, Pat and I are working on a PowerPoint that we can either send to you, Adam, or we can actually bring and just let you go through it. It gives you the history of it, shows you the detail of it. We have, I mean, Jim keeps a complete record of every penny sold, any penny made or sold in the recycling. I think, you know, for as far as, I'm satisfied that we've gotten the best prices we could possibly get. If I weren't, I would be on his case to get there, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, comparing to, he talks to all the people that do this, he gets the information through the mail that keeps him on top of what prices are, who's buying what, those kind of things. So I know that he works hard to pinch every penny he can out of that. So, but if you look, so make sure you look at the building, that $13,000 a year is basically depreciation on the building that we own. Sadly, but positive thing is, I'm working on manufacturing wheelchair seats for a company in Minnesota that's looking very promising. That could move into that building in the next 3 years. So timing on this could be really good for us. That one we actually would make a profit on. So that one I'd say, okay, because then it would start helping us to support ourselves. Recycling center was never to support ourselves.